No Tech 9 armor in play on the Sarah side, and on the other side, a lot of grenades here again for LG, just like they did in their previous match against G2, which did actually kind of win them the pistol round. They got 2 grenade kills, so that's a big plus.
Bang on, Anders, bang on. That was the point to make. That's what saved them versus G2 in the pistol, and they could it very well could work for them here. Nice bait there to get that nade out of the way here from Na'Vi. They just show themselves in upper halls, and then Taco chucks out that smoke immediately, so a lot of time left here on the clock for Na'Vi to play with, seeing as how one smoke is down. They don't know that Fallen has a smoke over on the A site, but that's a good bit of information there for Na'Vi to play off of. They do have Seized going for the utility. That's usually his role. Playing a little bit more of a support role, making sure that he can set it up for his mates, but he's just got a full set of nades. He doesn't really have, well, he hasn't focused on double flash or anything of the sort, so we'll see where that HE comes into play.
Very careful play for Cold Zero down at Ivy. Just he doesn't want anybody shooting him in the face. He's just going to peek and see if they're there, then falls back. And they've got 4 people still this A-bomb side. So if Na'Vi try and go for like a split push, which I mean could definitely still be in the cards. The bomb is being picked up and carried off though. And that immediately makes me think it's not going to be that. It might actually be a B hit with 2 people running CT spawn, and that kind of opening is going to be perfect. Taco going down. Now let's see if the other 2 people on Ivy are going to reconnect or sort of rendezvous with the people over at B-bomb side here. Bomb is still actually over by Pop Dog ladder, so they're bringing it back down here. This might be actually a little bit too slow for Na'Vi. They're hitting a site where not many people are in, but they're taking a long time. Fallen creeping a bit closer, and he goes down to Guardian Fur up on the train, but he takes a lot of damage as well. And now Flamey, there comes the connection through CT spawn finally, and that's going to finish the round as well. Flamey taking a while, but getting the kill finally. Fur going to be dropped as well, and a nice double kill for Flamey. Nobody even dies on the Na'Vi side. I was a bit scared then they were being too slow, but the addition of the guy walking all the way Ivy into CT spawn is just so powerful.
It is. That's basically the ace in the hole there. That's what the long-term plan is. If they don't get the job done before it, there's Flamey here to guarantee the round, essentially. I mean, we also see Seized killing off FNX, who's playing Connector. That's another very solid one. Both of those players basically moving over from that A site and just setting it up to just close out the round for Na'Vi. Luminosity, I mean, they instantly rotated in, and I understand why you were surprised, because it looked like the perfect situation for Na'Vi, to just go for the fake and take that bomb straight out onto the A site where nobody was waiting for him. But Na'Vi decided to just go for the brute force method, make a statement. All 5 players survived that round for Na'Vi. Luminosity, they haven't had a single kill yet, so for when we put emphasis on Luminosity and them being a momentum-based team, that's pretty much the worst start they can get. Not a single kill there to bolster the confidence.
Well, they have picked up Deagle on FNX and also 3C set 75. It's a bit of a aggressive peek there into the middle of the lane down at Ivy, and he just can't deal with it. 3 people waiting for him, and a nice shot from FNX. That's an instant headshot, and Flamey's going to be gone, so that might slow Na'Vi down some more, but they've got plenty of time. Still 2 HE grenades as well on Fallen and Fur.
Really impressive, actually. And Na'Vi have gone full rifle as well, so right now, as far as Na'Vi are concerned, no, there's the peek, and Taco, he just spots Zeus going through in Brown Halls here up towards B site. Guardian's in position in Pop Dog, though, and it looks like they are going to set up for that A split. Zeus might be the one to just try and draw attention over here to the B site, or get some info if he can spot out the man. He does spot the one, goes for the second, takes the fight and loses it. Fallen takes his head off, and instead it's going to be Guardian working his way out onto that A site, and there's confirmation, although I don't think FNX spotted the bomb.
No, and it's a real shame. FNX, I don't think he got the call from his teammates quick enough that nobody else was coming to the B-bomb site, because he was rotating out of his position. Otherwise, if he'd just been waiting in A, that could have actually been the round there in favor of Luminosity. So just, I think, a second maybe of miscommunication where FNX, he gets the initial call, someone's pushing B, but he never gets the call that no one else is coming. So that's a bit of a shame. Firm will take down Edward. I mean, this is still a pretty successful round, right? They're getting 3 kills. They got the AK here. But if FNX hadn't been rotating out of his position, that could have been very interesting.
That'll give Na'Vi a little bit of information, obviously. The Luminosity right now are quick to rotate. But they did also go for the gamble, Luminosity having 3 players on that B site early on. They were expecting Na'Vi to go for B again. That didn't exactly pan out, so we'll see how Na'Vi choose to go for this. But I mean, still, this is a fairly successful force coming out of Luminosity in their own right. I mean, they've got an AK to save here with the Kevlar, but they also managed to kill off 3 players from Na'Vi. And Na'Vi, they hadn't really gone SMG; they'd gone rifles. So that was a lot of money spent by Na'Vi in that round, and they ended up losing quite a bit of it. So not ideal here for the CIS team.
Well, 3rd round coming up, and they should be feeling a little bit more safe in this round. They haven't gone for a single SMG, though, and maybe they're worried about that AK on Fur, and I'm wondering how they're going to use it. I mean, they could either try and save this and make sure that Fur has got a lot of grenades in the upcoming round, or they could try and go aggressive with it and try and hunt down some Na'Vi members. It looks like it's going to be just sort of semi-aggressive. He's in a position where he could definitely switch it up and go aggressive if he wanted to, but he needs a little bit of backup.
And again, Luminosity changing it up. Instead of having more players on that A site, again, 3 players stacked up here on B. This time around, it's not going to work out, though. Fallen, he's going to get picked off by Guardian immediately. Guardian, though, just jumps right on top of first. So they know where the AK is playing from. And that's a good decision here by Zeus to back off.
And now pushing Ivy through the smoke as well. Cold on the other side, and he's not going to win that battle, but FNX is there to take down Seized. And while he's reloading, Flamey comes in from Ivy, so a bit of mistiming there. Fur going to go down as well. Edward with a good double headshot to make it a 3rd round for NaVi. Moving into the 4th one, Luminosity, they go for that AWP on Fallen, and you can't really blame them. He was playing very well on Train earlier today.
Yeah. And Guardian has the money now to go for a full buy of his own. So we will have that AWP battle going through. A little awkward here for Flamey, obviously. I think he was almost going to get shot by his teammate there as well. Seized. Just going for that 180. Fur gets stuck on the grate. Doesn't manage to get in here fast enough. That was smart, though, by NaVi. I did like the fact that Zeus, once they figured out where that AK was playing from, he didn't commit. He didn't give Fur a chance to do more damage.
Cheeky Guardian. That shot connects into C connector on the CT side. It's a straight headshot. Oh, and look at that. Fur, that's a wall bang all the way from the bomb train right through, and Zeus is gone. So Guardian had his play, and Fur had his.
I think he's walking through there. Guardian might get the spot, though. Timing. Spots out one. And Taco, he doesn't have a smoke. He's only got the flashbang to work with here. He gets into a pretty decent position, though. Flashes aren't going to be super effective, although he does back off long enough to get caught by one. If he had held close, he might have been past it. Now the smoke is there, and Edward just goes charging through and takes Taco's head off.
4 on 3 as Edward goes down. It's looking very good at the moment for LG, and they do need this round. If they lose it, then they're back to pistols, and it's not going to happen. It seems C's the only one left. He does actually somehow end up between all of them, but that was only going to last for so long. It's the round for the Brazilian side, and a very good one indeed. I mean, that initial spray through the wall, that's so frustrating on the T when you're on the T side. 'Cause you didn't even do anything wrong at that point.
Yeah, you're just walking through. It's just well, timing, getting that timing right. You know, we're not going to call it luck, right, Anders? I mean, just a hint, just a touch.
I don't know about that.
A little luck there, but yeah, still, that's going to please Fur. And that gives Luminosity their 1st round here in the 1st half. NaVi, of course, should have the money to go for a buy after this, so it shouldn't be the end of the world for them. But Luminosity, now we should be seeing a good, healthy nade count on their side, allowing them to put the pressure on. Yep, so pretty solid on both sides, in fact, although NaVi are a bit light on the nades themselves.
Well, it was a good opening frag. Fallen to take down Flamey, and FNX dropping Zeus as well, and NaVi, they're bleeding members before they even get into a position where they'd want to execute anything. And in a round like this, you've got to wonder, like, what do you get out of it? Because if Luminosity just plays safe right now, it should be nearly impossible for you to get back into the round. So do you sort of switch the objective of it and just try and do some damage to them here? I mean, they're playing on the terrorist side. They could afford to give up a round or two, but then do heavy economic damage is still pretty much worth it.
Whatever you can get Luminosity to spend at this point. That's what it's all about. And there's the peak. Edward. Pop Dog challenges, and what a shot. Fallen not quick enough there to save his teammate. Manages to take out Fur, but still, 2-man advantage here for Luminosity. They've got the gear as well. They still have some nades. Yeah, Fur even giving a bit of the, a nod there to Edward. Nice shot.
Well, look at this. I mean, 3 people holding Ivy at the moment, but nobody there to help Cold. I thought for sure they'd try and sort of go for a quick refrag then. Guardian shooting blindly through the smoke and not quite connecting, but you're a little bit scared every time it's Guardian. You got to wonder if it's going to be the case. Instantly goes down. Did he? I don't think he had any head armor, so that M4A4 is an instant one-shot headshot, and that means Seized is left. 1 on 3. He's got the bomb. Running in towards the B-bomb site. Maybe if he could get the first kill here on FNX, he could maybe get the bomb down. But actually clutching this round with 16 seconds, it's not going to happen, is it?
Oh, he might be able to get the plant down. He does go for the bait. Taco, he's hearing the steps. He's hearing steps all around him. He gets the first kill. Success so far, making this a very expensive round for Luminosity. They will save the AWP and the M4. You got to give it to Fallen as well. He was holding close Pop Dog, so it was the perfect spot to be. If you heard Seized run to the other site, he hears those footsteps coming from a mile away, and he's able to call for the rotation from his teammates right off the bat. So,
I've got to say, this is just not Cold Zera's map, is it? Because he was bottom fragging when they were playing earlier. This time he's got 0 kills, and we're starting in the 6th round. I mean, it's not a disaster yet, but there's definitely something not quite connecting. But Luminosity, correctly identified this is going to be Nico around here. You see the SMG on Cold Zera means they've definitely read this. They see it coming.
Figured it out. And they are trying to deny NaVi the inner sight. That's usually where you go when you have the pistols. A little bit easier to get that bomb plant if you get a lucky shot, per se. And if you take out Taco immediately, then maybe you get down that ramp fast enough to be able to get that bonus $800 for everybody when you go on to lose the round. We're not seeing that. Instead, we're seeing Cold just charging through, and he's not going to get a James Bond, Anders. He's going to get a double kill, maybe a triple, maybe a quad. No. No. Oh! No! Oh, no! He doesn't make it. Seized. He doesn't get the knife kill, but he gets the pistol just the same.
Oh, man, that was intense for a moment, wasn't it? You can wonder what the outcome could have been.
That's a real clench moment.
Well, that ties the scoreline up at 3-3, moving into the 7th round. AWP on Guardian and 1 on Fallen. And the money definitely looking better for Luminosity right now. Those SMG kills definitely helping out Cold Zera a bit. We'll see if this can continue. First, setting up for a smoke. I'm wondering where that lands. I guess we will find out another day. Oh, wait. Is that it? That is it, isn't it?
Oh, he's right on the edge. Does he spot him? Oh, Guardian strikes first. Taco. He's got all these clever smokes that he sets up.
Well, that wasn't Taco smoke. That was first smoke.
Oh, fur, yeah.
But that's really, really cool, isn't it?
It sets up for the aggressive push nicely.
Yeah, that is some next level play coming out of Luminosity.
It seemed to me that Guardian was pretty aware of that, though. Like, he was ready for it, for that push, hanging out on the edge of it.
Or at least suspicious that the smoke went down. You're like, why is there a smoke suddenly landing here? That I still love. You still have to appreciate this is the amount of time that Luminosity put into it. Not a lot of other teams will do this. If you look at even teams like, you know, TQM, like Question Mark or Fnatic or Envy, the amount of new stuff that they come up with is somewhat limited. Partly due to the fact that they play so many tournaments, but still, yeah, you got to credit Luminosity for showing some cool stuff here. It's going to be 4 versus 3, 40 seconds left on the clock here. Sorry, 4 versus 4, and we'll see Fnax moving up behind and getting that kill on Edward, and that gives almost all of it away, except for Flamey, who has the bomb, gets the kill, down Pop Dog, and can he actually make it out to put this bomb down with the last 30 seconds?
There's the info. At least they spot the rotation coming through. Back up Pop Dog, he goes with that bomb. Flamey, he's going to be able to get on that B site now, and Seized is getting in position to cut off the rotation when it comes through once again. It's going to have to. Both players waiting in Z here for Luminosity with a man that's fallen. He's going to have to head back through CT. And there it is. Seized springs his trap, takes out Fur, and brings it back to a 2-on-2 where Luminosity now are the ones who are under a little bit of pressure. Both players stacked up as well for NaVi. They really are counting on the double bluff. If they do peek down that line, though, no, Flamey peeks out and takes out Fallen, and now it's all on Cold. And you've already spoken about how it's a little bit rough for him to get going with his game. It's not going to get any better. Seized is there to take him out, and what communication coming out from NaVi.
Yeah.
And the positioning that Flamey had on upper like that, spots both players going through Z, that was perfect.
It's one of the things that's so hard to do, because if you miss that timing, if your communication is off by even a couple of seconds, it's too late. You know, maybe Flamey shows himself down Pop Dog, maybe he just dies straight away. There's so many things that go horribly wrong, so round lead now. Luminosity able to still buy with the decent grenades as well, but that one from us is an indication that they're nearing the end of the war chest here. It's going to be a Galil as well on Guardian, in spite of them winning the round, is a bit disappointing.
And a hard smoke here from Taco. I don't think he's going to be able to get a one-way going. In fact, he just decides to back off. NaVi, you know, they probably watched the match before on train. They probably figured out, okay, Taco, you like going for these kinds of plays. They're just putting shots through that smoke to make sure that he understands. You can't get away with the shenanigans this time. We're going to be ready for you. And so he decides to fall back, play it a little bit more safely, whereas the rest of his teammates still spread out on A. NaVi, though, they're really going for their default kind of play, though. Just spread out all around in a big, in a big crescent. All points of the map, just waiting for somebody to get impatient on Luminosity's side and go for the aggressive peak.
Yeah, fallen very far away from the A-bomb side in case anything goes down quickly, so that could be a problem. But again, NaVi, just like they were talking about during the analyst segment, they are a slow team on the terrorist side. You see them sort of again and again grinding down the clock to sort of under 30 seconds, which can be dangerous if LG see it coming. Cold back around the corner as Cease tries to move up. Fallen with the first kill here, but the AKs from Flamey and Cease just too much, and Cold is going to be going down.
But where is the bomb? The bomb is still in upper. Fallen, he hits that flank, and now he knows there's a second man as well. He would have got that information. Flamey with the peek. Fallen annihilates him, and it's going to be down to Edward. 10 seconds left. Just not enough time for him. It's almost to the point where he just needs to run in and die, but instead he decides to turn tail and run, and he might actually be able to make this out here. He will be able to get out of here in one piece and hold on to the AK and the stuff for the next round. So well played on his part, just staying alive once he realized he's just not going to have any time on that clock to get in there and go for the heroics. But Luminosity, Anders, they're running it back. Once they got those nades, we're seeing a different kind here. They're feeling much more confident.
If you look at the setup here, though, as Fallen gets the 2 kills here, imagine if the bomb successfully makes it in from upper on Guardian there. If he somehow gets in and gets the bomb plant down, then they've got Edward playing C connector. They've got 2 or 1 person playing from CT spawn with the bomb down. That's so hard for Luminosity. So you kind of understand what the end game was for the Na'Vi team. They just never got there. Now they're going to try for a bit more of an open push here with Edward leading charge, the only AK they've got on the Na'Vi side. So be a bit of a miracle if he could somehow secure the round for them. And FNX is playing this angle pretty well, but Edward just a little bit quicker.
Cold is there to spot Zeus, and Cold actually falling back. Well played on his part. Puts a little bit more distance between himself and the man pushing through alley. Now he's worried about more coming through, so he's going to flash his way through. Spots nobody, but he knows that Edward Flamey is lurking around here as well. And there's the free kill for Flamey. Still man advantage, but Fur is so very low, and Fur is going to get overwhelmed by Guardian, donates himself, and now there's 2 guns picked up here for Na'Vi, 2 M4s, although Taco does spot out Guardian immediately and will take the fight with Flamey. No Kevlar there for Flamey to be able to take a spray battle with. That aim punch is just going to mean, well, he can't get any shots in if the Luminosity man lands the first bullet, so
there's
no joy for Na'Vi.
Bit of a silly round for Luminosity, and I think one where they forget that, until someone starts putting down the bomb, they're not under a lot of pressure to try and keep fighting, but they kind of did, which turned around where they could have had like 4 people surviving into just 2 people surviving, and that can come back to bite them. Now we go for like a semi kind of buy-up here with Tech 9 and Armor, just evening out the money a little bit on their team, and they should be able to buy an extra round anyway. If they can get like 3 kills in this round, that would be perfect. Because the combined effect of like this round and then the previous one will mean Luminosity's economy is not going to be good. They've got 3 Molotovs as well and a lot of smokes and flashbangs, so we'll see how this is going to work out. I actually love the idea of this push on Na'Vi.
Does he chuck that HE? Yes, he does. Boom! Seized an Edward, nothing they can do, and then they go jumping through. Taco's there to mow down the first man, and he could deny the plant, but Fur is going to do that instead. Just not panning out here for Na'Vi. They're getting pinned to the wall like butterflies. And it's just going to be down to Guardian now, 1v5. Not looking too hot.
Wow, that grenade, I mean, does the spray from Fur that went through the wall and killed somebody? That grenade as well, if you're setting up and you're trying to listen to Inge Bleeder, suddenly all you hear is like the ringing of your ears as someone just threw a grenade in your face.
Right? I mean, it just comes dinking up there too, like, boom, and what can you do? You just got to sit there and take it. Brutal.
That's why we need like grenade skins, so you could have like a little smiley face on that grenade, because it would probably bounce right so that the smiley face turns to them and then explode.
Sounds like an intro video that I know of.
In my mind, it's playing all the time. Fallen, a very aggressive play on his own as well. When he's got a little bit of backup behind him, but it would have been too far away if anything had gone wrong then. That is a slightly insane play to be making, but it works out just fine. So you got to find it a little bit difficult to criticize him for it. Now they're playing a 5 versus 3, and they shouldn't be fighting any longer. This is where they really need to make sure they don't give up too many rifles here. Guardian moving in, missing the shot, and he can't make it back either. Even a flashbang there to follow it up, but Fennec's going to do the job on his own.
And yeah, and Edward is smoked off, so he can't even get through to get the refrag. How frustrating for Na'Vi in such a key round as well. This is the round where they were supposed to do damage. They had full nades, everything they could want, and they can't get anything done. They haven't got a single kill. Yeah, and there's the pause coming in. Call for StarX. He's looking for that timeout. You get 1 per half, and he's going to call for it right now. Just try and slow things down here because Luminosity, this is getting a little out of control, Landers. They're starting to get to that comfort zone.
It is, I agree. They seem to be scaling well with the sort of strength of their opponent right now. Navi's definitely a better team than G2, but it seems like Luminosity are playing sort of, better as well.
It might come into it a little bit as well, the fact that Na'Vi are playing on home soil here. there might be a bit of additional pressure on NaVi to perform, to really make it through, because this is pretty much like one of the only tournaments in the CIS region that's going to happen this year, and it's huge, right? Imagine NaVi on the stage winning here. I'm sure they all thought about it, even though they're trying not to. It's probably in the back of their head saying like, okay, we got to win, we got to win, we got to win. Whereas on Luminosity's side, there's no pressure. They're the underdogs. It's expected that they struggle.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously it was a tactical timeout, as we can see on the NaVi side. Now Luminosity, we're watching here, they can talk as much as they want as well, but they're not the ones who have to come up with a different plan here. Things are going quite well for them at the moment on the first half.
What's going on? Why haven't we seen NaVi yet?
Maybe switch to the NaVi room and they're just having like a fist fight.
I was about to say, it's just like they can't go to him. Edward's throttling Zeus, a la Richard Lewis. Like something's going on over here.
Oh dear, someone's throwing a monitor at somebody else. Yeah. That would be a good. That would be like a, almost like what was that, like the Harlem Shake or whatever it's called. that kind of thing going on in there. All right. Well, we've got double deal and a couple of P250s on the NaVi side. Try and see if they could bring it back. I mean, 7-4 is not. It's not ridiculously bad for NaVi right now. It seems like Luminosity have had a better grip of the game for the last 3 rounds. So NaVi, they need to do something to change this.
Yeah, they've had a couple. I mean, you can be right saying it's a lucky draw, right? In the last one, at least, with the push through and then having Cold there to watch his back for Fallen, right? Those sorts of risky plays. If they work against you, you're going to feel frustrated. But instead, it's Luminosity coming out ahead, and they've got excellent economy right now. They have so much money now, especially having survived the last round with everybody alive. It makes a huge difference. They're going to have mass money, and so NaVi, that's the additional pressure that's on them now, is just thinking, okay, well, we have to eat this eco, so they're going to get even more money. And are there even any rounds left, to get them to eco? Probably not. So it's just going to be nothing but hard work here for the CIS team in the rest of this first half. And they desperately need more rounds. 11-4 is not going to be good enough. They need to get it up to a minimum of 6. Like a 9-6 would still be all right for NaVi.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a reasonable assessment here. Cold, though, coming into it, he's been getting a couple of kills as well. Be nice for Luminosity if they could put him into play and give him a bit of confidence, maybe, even if they're just eco frags. Still definitely better than nothing. Edward looking for a good 1D. Got the knife out for a second. Not gonna happen though, and that will be 8-4. So NaVi, now is the time to shine here. I mean, look, Cold's up to 9 kills. He's caught up to everybody. That's great.
Back right into it. Look at that. Yeah, so even across the board for Luminosity. Everybody, doing their fair share. 3 of them with 9 kills, 2 of them with 10. Over on NaVi's side, though, Zeus, who had a really strong start to the day. I mean, it's Cyberzen, right? So, I mean, NaVi just monstrous favorites in that match, but he was looking pretty good. He's only sitting on the 1 frag right now. So he's definitely, he's taking a hit to his game right now, trying to ponder what NaVi need to be doing in this first half to finally, crack Luminosity. This streak that Luminosity have got going, it needs to end.
NaVi using Guardian as a tool right here to clear all of the corners. They're not going to find Taco, though. He's been playing well with the one-way smoke. He's been playing really well trying to stay alive. So he did that was G2 as well. He was pretty hard to kill. That in itself is a big quality. NaVi wondering, should they try and take that fight?
You can tell. Guardian, at least. A little bit of miscommunication there. And Sandieri getting canceled out by a smoke immediately, but looks like they just want to play it safe, and what a timing to hit Zeus. Well, I called him out, and the God comes in and strikes down the man. He's going to be able to actually get in through. NaVi pushing aggressively is exactly what they need to do. They nearly line up for Edward. Not going to stop. Double kill for him. And Zeus with the HE manages to pick up one of his own. So Cold now the last man alive here for Luminosity, but he's definitely going to be pretty much on the other side of the map, waiting to see if he can't just stay alive here with hold on to this AK. Thing is that NaVi should have a pretty good idea of where he's playing from. They know his usual spot on the CT side. So they should be able to get out there and hunt him a little bit, even if they don't really have too much money to risk NaVi. They can't really throw away the guns. Still, Flamey, does he challenge?
Well, Cold is hiding in an interesting position, and I think he managed to see the knee then, so gets the first kill then. Still has to try and hold on to all of this, and I don't know. Luminosity did really well as well early on in the game against G2, and at some point they sort of let go of it, and they were up 6-1, and then they sort of just gave away the rest of the game. Still ended up winning Train, but it was a bit disappointing for the first half. So they got to make sure that doesn't happen here. Let's make sure that this moment of victory is short-lived for the Na'Vi team.
Well, Edward's certainly waking up here. Nicely done from him. Good spray control. Stays alive. And well, now let's go ahead and hop into it. 14th round here. 1 round left in this half. Well, 2 if you count this one, obviously. But Luminosity, pretty much everybody had 10,000 across the board for them. So full buy on their side. No problems at all. They have everything they need. And now this is how they change it up. Fallen, he pushed an alley last time. Now he's going to go straight up into the hallways. And look at how Na'Vi are holding so passively. Right up by Pop Dog. They are just waiting to see if anybody's going to come and say hello around here.
Well, they're setting up for something now. Pop Dog, yeah, they're not even focused right now on the stairwell. As they come back around, Fallen's going to be there, and he's got backup from Taco. They're both going to fall back after a successful kill, and this hurts Na'Vi on so many levels. Not only do they lose the player there, but they also suddenly realize, wait a minute, we were just setting up here. Now, part of that has gone away. They know what we're doing, or at least they knew what we were doing, and that's going to play with your head at this point. It's really going to mess with you.
They had that right call. Fallen again. When his team, they start to falter, it's always him seeming to, grab him by the scruff of the neck and show him the way. Gets those frags and manages to actually open things up here. Na'Vi now, they're the ones who are trying to set up. Looks like Guardian, he's going to have a little bit of a tailor-made nade. Heading out in a moment's time. There's still a man waiting over by Ali as well. So Flamey, he's going to be playing an important role. He needs to get in here for that lurk backstab. Getting a bit toasty there as well with the Molotov, and he gets spotted, seized. He can't do a damn thing.
And that, what we're seeing here is also for trying to use their smokes as one-way smokes for his own sort of advantage. So that's going to be a little bit annoying if you think you've set up a clever smoke and then it has to be used against you. That's some next-level stuff here. Now, 5 versus 3 for the 14th round, and it is not looking good, even with that kill from Guardian. Edward bringing it back at another headshot, and they might actually turn this round back in their favor now. 2-on-2. Bomb going to go down. Big round coming out of Na'Vi right now. If they can actually finish it, Edward landing a 3rd headshot of the round. He seems to be unstoppable, and now coldzera has to try and clutch this one-on-one versus Edward, and you've got to assume Edward has the better position. He's got the AK in hand here. Cold making some noise, and it's a 4th headshot. Edward clutching the round and wrecking Luminosity, and that is huge. That's a huge swing in favor here of the hometown. Well, not quite hometown heroes, but at least the local team.
I'd say so, yeah. What is this? When was the last time we saw Edward go ham like this? He is the one who's really coming through here for Na'Vi. I mean, Guardian got the opening kill, granted, but then... And this, what's going on here with Fallen? Miscommunication? Was FNX just a little bit too slow, saying where he got shot from, where Edward was playing from? Because Fallen just runs in there with a nade in his hand. That was a freebie for Edward.
And it's weird because actually Luminosity has lost quite a few of these, situations where they're favorite, where they have a 1 or 2 man lead, but usually they lose them because they're a little bit too aggressive. This time they were almost too passive. They allowed Edward to get so far in that he could sort of, get the kills at every which angle. So a little bit of a shame there.
Hoping for somebody to be holding close pop. They make the investment. Na'Vi, 2 HEs down the pipe, and nobody waiting this time. But still, Na'Vi being thorough. Hoping to get lucky. Not going to happen this time, though. And with 1:10 left on this clock, Na'Vi, in the last round of this first half, once again, just hunting. Taco isn't holding close this time, though. Deep smoke, so he kind of wishes he was. That would have worked out nicely. But this is just to sow some confusion in the ranks here. Luminosity, they need to realize that nothing is coming through this smoke, that they aren't going towards the B site Na'Vi, that instead Na'Vi are currently ready to pounce on the A site. And this could go poorly here. Guardian and FNX, they may have a bit of a face-off here in a second.
Got to assume that Guardian is probably going to come out on top of that one with the AWP, but we'll see. He's not the only one out here up on the train, and he got spotted as well. Now they're going to try and do it, and Guardian opening up with a strong shot there. FNX now very much alone in this courtyard, and he does at least trade the frag, but it might not be quite enough here. Cold also dropping a little bit low, but he gets the headshot on Flamey, and that brings it back in a 3-on-3. Sue's trying to cover from behind now. Pop Dog here, and he runs right into Taco, takes him down. Bomb is about to be planted as well, and Fallen all alone. 1-on-3, and he goes down to Guardian, who picks up a double kill, triple kill for Zeus, who didn't have the biggest impact on this game, but at the end he certainly showed up, and that turns it into quite a good game for Na'Vi on the first half here. That, again, a bit disappointing for Luminosity, as they do seem to build like a good foundation, then you just can't build anything on top of it.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's on sand, you know, the water seeps in, all of a sudden everything starts, you know, just falling over, Anders, because again, it's the same exact thing. It's looking good. It's looking like, you know, they get a bit of a streak going in the middle of the half, and you're like, oh, this is where they really just shut NaVi out, right? They make their statement. They say, NaVi, enough is enough. This is the series that we're going to win. You are doomed. But NaVi, no, that's also the mark of a championship team. No matter how far behind you are, you can always get back into that half. You can always, well, you never lost a game of CS until it's over, right? So NaVi showing what they're capable of and getting a very solid T side. So now they go on to that CT side, and we have to see if Luminosity, if it's going to be the same thing as against G2, are they going to be able to just walk in here, get that pistol, and get off to the strong start that they need?
Well, obviously going to be execute here. Guardian drops one by Ivy, and then running through the fire. Flamey, he's going to get the kill, but he goes down afterwards to FNX, and it's going to be a 3-on-4. Good grenade raining in, but still, Edward and Seized are kind of low on health here with that bomb ticking, and the fuse kit on Seized. Got to be careful that doesn't get lost somewhere. Seized goes down, and I have no idea where that kid is right now. Not being picked up by anyone yet. It's all on Fallen. Now 1-on-3. He's got to buy a lot of time here, and he gets caught. Zeus apparently bunny jumping through the smoke, and they're going to get the round.
Oh, Zeus warming up, that's for sure. And yeah, there's going to be some frustration here for Luminosity. They don't get the strong start. They don't get the pistol. They get the bomb plant. So they have an option here. They have an option to either go full YOLO, go for the force buy here, Tech 9's armor, full nades, and just try and go ham with some kind of execute, or, you know, they bite their tongues and they say, okay, well, we got the bomb plant, the pistol. We'll just go ahead and eat it around a Vico here. Maybe we can get a second bomb plant. It's been a while, though, since we've seen that, right? Teams that are willing to risk it all on a second round buy. Full rifles, though, from NaVi, so they weren't even messing around. Had NaVi gone for it, or had rather Luminosity gone for the force, NaVi would have been prepared for that. Not a single SMG picked up on their side.
They do have two smokes, and one of them is setting up in brown holes, and the other one was setting up outside of the T spawn, which suggests to me that they would try and just like put the bomb down in A, basically use those smokes. Not really been put into play yet, but I don't see why not at this point. Fallen, where is he going? Well, no smokes yet. Could be you could smoke B as well if you wanted to, but either way, I think those smokes are just meant to get the bomb down somewhere.
Good info gained here by Taco, though. Spotting out two players in alley. He goes down eventually, but he got the info for his team. So they know where two players are going on. There might be a third one here on A. That would be the likely bet. And now they have to see if they can't find a pick over here on the B site. Smoke 1 has gone out. Smoke 2 soon to follow, and it does go deep as well. And Luminosity, they will commit to the lower site. Now the question is, can they get rid of Flamey? And it just doesn't look possible. He obliterates them as they try and get onto that site. No luck at all there for Luminosity, and no bonus money, so they're going to have to make do with what they've got, and none of them are breaking 4K. Are you kidding me? No, FNX just barely, but it's not making a huge difference. Well, somebody's going to have to take the hit and go Galil, and yeah, okay, there we go. Fallen takes a hit for the team, and Cold does as well, just to get some nades.
9-8 at the moment. This has turned into a very close game. Nobody's in a position to just completely run away with it, but obviously a one-round lead for NaVi. You see if they can extend it. Continue to play this well on the CT side as well. We'll see. Flamey with an early grenade in. He doesn't even make it off the train. Taco takes him out mid-air, but a nice shot from Seized here for Masters. AK shouldn't be a good fight, but it is anyway. Great flashbang comes through, but Fur, he's still a bit too quick, turns around, gets a shot on Seized, and now going to try and fall back. They have a man advantage. They're going to get that bomb down. Well, it already is down, sorry, and Fur picking up a second kill here. Very, very solid defense coming out of LG once the bomb is down.
Yeah, Fur with some very clever play. They still have that man advantage, and there's the double peek. Fur looking to get his third kill. And he just might get it here. Boom. Third, but then Zeus is in with the flank. Cold is there to save the day, though. And that bomb ticking down really forced NaVi to try and make something happen. And it just didn't pan out in the end. So, and you got to give it to Taco. You know, the thing is, you know, it's Taco. He's supposed to be the first man in. He's got to hit that headshot that's going to open the site. And he did a beautiful job catching Flamey out there on top of the train. That pretty much spurred his team onward to just, you know, get into that round, take that fight, and win it.
Yeah, because that can slow them down so much if they suddenly have to wait around for it. What we're seeing here is like the classic A execute, it seems. So the wall of smoke's coming in. They've got the bomb here as well. And yeah, they're going to fake it, in fact. Ooh, really cool stuff.
Straight fake. Taco messes up his smoke, though. That's not going to help. And so now they're actually vulnerable here, but there are not many nades to work with on NaVi's side. They can't make their jobs any easier. Instead, they're going for the full FAMAS buy. They have a single smoke left, and that's on Guardian. Granted, he has his AWP, but there's no retake possible here. NaVi, they know this. They're already backing off. What a quick play from Luminosity to change up the pace. Straight fake and a straight rush onto the B site. NaVi just got so... I mean, they just got overwhelmed. Oh, that's awkward.
A little bit. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. This is Luminosity taking the round lead, and you're right, it was very, very quick. No hesitation at all. And then, yeah, Taco just getting caught off guard even a little bit here. So all it took. It's the sort of play you can't do it too often. But I think the range of smokes, or sort of the amount of fakes you can do on this map, has been sort of heavily underutilized. Because of Pop Dog. Pop Dog is like the sort of the main connection point of this whole map. Because you can so easily change your mind and just say, oh, wait a minute, let's go A instead, you know? And you're right down there again. So I think that needs to be done more. And especially because we've got the ceiling windows where Fur was throwing that cool grenade from Taco when they were on the CT side. That you can throw grenades on the T side there as well. And yeah, I think it's definitely possible to do a lot more from those positions. Guardian, not going to be quick enough. Fallen actually winning the fight. And that's not good news.
No, especially because, again, NaVi forced in this round. They've spent everything they've got. And Fur is going to take out Edward from Pop Dog. So just like that, they're up 2 players. Now Luminosity, can they keep control of this? We saw that they struggled a little bit in the first half with just this kind of situation. They cannot allow NaVi to come back into this at all. Flamey's got that AWP. Zeus with the AK. Seized waiting right here on the edge of the smoke. He's just going to go charging through, but they realize it just in the nick of time. Fur's going to get the spray down. Zeus is there to take out FNX, but that was all the way on the other side of the map. So not a huge impact here for Zeus or for NaVi going into this retake.
No, definitely not. And they should obviously try and save whatever rifles they have here. That is the priority. Zeus going to pick up a kill on Cold, and we're going to extend the lead here to 11-9, Semler. So the Brazilians, they did pick this map up. There was some doubt on the panel and a discussion as to whether or not if they could have had to pick between Train and Inferno, if they would have still gone for it, if they would have tried to pick Inferno against NaVi. Who knows? Either way, it seems like a reasonable choice at the point in time.
They should be able to save the AWP. We need to see that for LG. Take down the scoreboard, please. Take down the scoreboard. Yeah, okay, they got it. So they just saved the AWP there towards the end, the Luminosity. I mean, because Fallen, I mean, that is also something we noticed versus G2, that Fallen likes to hunt alone. But then I'm just thinking, like, man, you know, if you're hunting alone, you don't have the money to rebuy an op, should you really be out on your own, Fallen? You know, so far away from your teammates who can go and pick it up at the end of the round. Luckily, this time, they're just close enough. So they are able to save the expensive rifle here for Fallen.
Hunt alone, it feels like we need, like, some David Attenborough, you know, commentary.
In the high grass.
The lone Brazilian in the field. That kind of thing, yeah. Why not?
You got the British accent, man. You're the one who's got to pull it off here.
I already did too much. Trying to impersonate Sir Attenborough's it's a crime, isn't it? Can't do that. Guardian, though, is going to be going down. Once again, he's the first man out of the round, and you know that he can get a little bit tilted when that starts happening, which can go both ways. Either he goes really mad.
What?
And, what is this? Edward.
What was that? And then, like, the way that he looked out as if he was surprised. Just, wait, why is it so hot? Is it so hot in here, man?
Isn't that that's like a kid's game, isn't it?
I'm on fire.
The floor is made of lava, and apparently Edward just had no idea how to play that. He was like, am I not? Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to walk on that. Seized ends up going down as well, and nobody from Luminosity has died. Flamey, the only one left here, and obviously winning the round is not really an option. Gonna have to try and save the rifle, maybe do some economic damage, and Luminosity gonna extend their lead to 12 rounds versus the 9 of NaVi. This is, yeah, this is where NaVi get to be, I don't know, I think, yeah, they're definitely a team that could tilt. I want to see the Guardians, like, I want to see the kind of response from Guardian here that says, okay, if we're playing that game, then I'm going to go ham, and not the one where he sort of says, you know, I don't know what to do anymore, and I'm done with you guys. You're all screwing it up for me.
See, Guardian in true Guardian fashion, though, you know, you think maybe he's going to save, get Kevlar, AWP, you know, guarantee at least that much, right, and some nades and everything. Guardian's just like, nah, brah. Guardian, I'm going to get a deagle. Juan is my best friend. That's how Guardian goes ham. He just goes out there and takes the fight. And, well, it's not going so well for his teammates, but Guardian is still in one piece. Let's see. Nobody at alley to greet him. Let's see if he can actually find a kill eventually. Seas does get a headshot onto FNX and all, blah, 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 you know. All that build-up out in Anders, all that hype for nothing.
Well, you know, in the Danish... Oh, wow. Double AWP auto sniper.
Hey-o.
I don't consider this a very healthy sign. In the Danish scene, there's such a thing as the tilt AWP, where people get so mad that they'll just randomly buy an AWP because, you know, that's like, you know, whatever.
So how mad are NaVi right now? Double op and Scar 20?
That's what I'm thinking, you know. It could definitely be a bad sign here. Or it could be brilliant. Who knows? We'll you know, we'll reverse engineer the what am I saying? The commentary to fit whatever actually happens here. That's how it works, guys.
This is gonna send Thorin on like such a hard tilt. Well, Seized is there. He greets FNX. He's got that AWP, and Seized is perfectly competent with the sniper rifle. As we see, Edward is able to pick off Fallen, and then from, well, it's just falling apart actually here for Luminosity. They just keep running out one at a time. Good trigger discipline there by Seized not to shoot his mate in the back either.
So in retrospect, we'll say this is a brilliant plan for NaVi. Absolutely working out just fine for them.
Look at that, Guardian with one of his own.
Yeah. In all honesty, though, the problem is the investment into... They pick up a third AWP because why not? The problem is the investment you make into a round like this when you are 3 rounds away from losing is so incredibly heavy that you almost sort of game yourself out of even coming back into the game if you don't win the round. And... like I said, it could be like a, you know, well-calculated decision, you know, ace up the sleeve for NaVi on train. I sort of doubt that. I have a feeling it was more like, I hate all of you guys and I'll buy an AWP, and someone else said, yeah, I will too.
And then
and
Flavio
also
was just
sniper.
like, you know what's better than AWP? A Scar 20.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it can't work. I mean, look,
you know what's better than 2 ops and a Scar 20, Anders?
3.
3 ops.
Yeah, mathematically accurate.
Superior. And they don't even get a single kill, Luminosity. That's going to be a frustrating round. Now, do they hold on to all of the ops? That's the real question. You know, do they, or were they just trolling?
I think they should at this point.
I wish that they had the money to go for 5 ops. You know, just go full ham. You know, why not? You've gone this far.
They do for tactical. Yeah, tactical timeout.
Yeah, interesting, NaVi.
Oh wait.
Ah, well, that's
Tech timeout.
tech. That's a tech.
I guess TTC could be like anything. Technical time, I don't know.
Tender touching care.
What? I'm not even.
How's
I'm not even.
Thunderous Calamity? No. You'd have to have like the total Thunderous Calamity. Terrible. Okay, never mind.
I'm officially lost. You haven't, but you can come and say hi, Knife, if we've got someone crashed in the game, so
we got time, bro.
Ah, like for a
Yeah,
hug
we're
and
live.
everything. We're still live. Don't worry about that,
How you
Fifth
doing, bro? You good? You look so suave, bro. Do you like the new year? You had a good new year?
Yeah, it was good.
It's a good new year?
I was just actually just walking in here to use your bathroom.
Do you have do you have all your fingers?
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
Oh, it's New Year's. People get exploded.
Get exploded. Okay, I thought it was either like 2 things. Either he owed the mob money, or all of a sudden we never knew that Fifth was a Yakuza.
I like how I asked that question, and Fifran actually looks at his hands like, I'm not do I... Oh, yeah, I do have all my fingers. That's right. Brilliant. Okay, they let go of one of the AWPs. They got the 2 AKs in play. Scoreline is 13-10. We've got everybody back on the server. Guardian playing a bit aggressively here. Now he's trapped behind this weird electric box. He puts up a smoke and is returned on with a grenade. A little bit of spray through there. Things are getting a bit heavy for Guardian, but he somehow survives. Seized picks up a kill on Cold. He almost died for it right afterwards, but he survives as well. And all things considered, is a decent start for NaVi.
Yeah, and all of Fifth's fingers survived too. So, all things, you know, just surviving right now, apart from Cold. They decided to warm it up, NaVi. And well, Guardian, he's got that passive hold. The shoulder peek attempt coming in here from Taco. Not going to work. Instead, it's a 2-for-1 shot. Guardian nearly taking out FNX as well. It's just falling apart here for Luminosity in this round. And can he get the pre-fire shot? No, he can't. FNX, just nothing going their way, Anders. Luminosity finally Fallen. Again, of course it's Fallen. And it's Fallen who nearly gets a double kill.
Yeah, very, very nice shot there. Even the second one, but couldn't quite get the kill. He's so fast, though, dropping Edward as well. Who can stop him at this point? Fallen looking to see if he can make it a triple and bring his team back in this round. The Guardian playing on the bomb site now, but that smoke is going to block him off. Still got 40 seconds left on the clock here, and they're going to try and see if they can hit this bomb site and actually get the bomb down. But everybody from the NaVi side is turned up, including this auto sniper FNX, though. He's going to win the fight, and Flamey is out of it. So now Seized and Guardian are left here. 25 seconds. They can't even really rotate back to be easily. They're going to be out of time. Fur gets the kill on Guardians, and 2 for 1 again. Seized going to pick up the kill, and now it's FNX alone. 1 on 2, and Seized. He's going to try and look for it. Oh, and FNX, he gets the shot home. It was a 1-on-1, sorry, and that is going to be it. Looked like the AWPs had it that round. 2 shots in 1 round.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to remember, have we had that in a pro match before? 2 for 1 shots? And of course, it's Fallen to bring his team back into the round. Of course, like every series, it always seems like, oh man, this is crunch time, Luminosity. Oh no, they're getting behind in the round. He has his moment where he just shows up and just brings his team back into it. 2 kills that open up the A site. And from there on out, Luminosity, they win a huge round. And look at this, NaVi. They're broken. They've got rifles, but they have no nades. So the job here is so difficult now for NaVi. They don't have the fancy AWPs either. Guardian, luckily, could afford one. But they have so little to work with here, NaVi. All Luminosity have to do is just keep the pressure up on NaVi. And they're going to start figuring out pretty soon here. Wait a second. They don't actually have anything.
Well, a bit of an exchange over at Ivy, but nobody really taking too much damage. And Luminosity now just 2 rounds away from winning the map that they picked, which I guess would be reasonable, but definitely not a sure thing here playing against NaVi. Zeus right on the edge. He's going to go for the quick peek there. Dancing back and forth a little bit, and for some reason LG deciding to think better of it. Got the bomb over here. I'm wondering what triggered this.
25 seconds. Nobody holding close, though, so nobody would have heard that step. This is all on positioning now for NaVi. They need to be able to support each other, trade frag, and while Flamey gets in once again, he could have the perfect spot here. Cold, look at the patience. He picks up the first one, gets the second as well. Flamey turning it around. He gets the triple kill, shuts him down, and now it's all going to be on him to get the quad. And does he get the ace? It's a 1v3, just like that. It's all about positioning, and Flamey with the ace. Right back in your face, Luminosity. NaVi, they bring it right back. What a beautiful round from Flamey.
Yeah, that's certainly a way to get your name on the board there. That was huge, obviously. And that's the kind of momentum swing that you need. Like, once somebody on your team does this, you start to feel real good about yourself. So, we'll see. 11-14. Luminosity, I don't think they had the money. I think they've gone to Tech9, something like that in this round. So
it couldn't have gone better for him. Seized baits the first shot, and they just don't think to look to the left. Wow, Seized. He's going ham right now.
It's a Brazilian shooting gallery over at the B-bomb site right now, and LG just taco left. Not going to take anybody with him. That's going to close the gap into 12-14. It's getting increasingly more scary. I think that means tactical timeout here for Luminosity to try and see if they can come up with a way of breaking them.
I like this, though, from Luminosity. They didn't wait until before the eco round. They're taking their time. They're going to be going over the talk right now, and then they're going to be able to go into the buy right off the bat. No, like, round where they get beaten up with pistols, and they have a moment to hesitate over what they talked about and decided in the tech timeout. Instead, it's Fallen doing a lot of the talking, as it usually is. But what I like about this is that Zeus always seems to be a part of the conversation as well. Fallen does a lot of the talking, but Zeus is always there to give his input. And so between the two of these guys, basically the coach and the in-game leader, they always seem to come up with a good solution, Luminosity.
Well, you gotta wonder what it is. They shown the really cool fake that goes into the bomb site. I mean, it's possible to do a double fake for that one, where you put the smokes down, you wait, and the sort of the act of waiting makes the CTs on the A bomb site think, wait a minute, they did this once. They're probably running B right now. So then they start falling out, and then you push just a little bit later. So there's a lot of mind games that can be thrown out like that. And Luminosity, we've already seen that they're very, very good at that stuff. I'd kind of like to see something like that, just because they've already done the one fake. So it has to be in the back of NaVi's mind somewhere. Maybe try and do it again, but with the double fake.
With the double. And
triple.
Triple, yeah. You know, just keep going, you know. Just keep going, Anders.
Back and forth so many times, you don't even know how you're faking it.
That was a hard reset. That was a hard eco from Lumi.
From Lumi?
Not Lumi, the Dota commentator. He's here, though. I got to see Lumi.
He is here.
But Used to hang out at the good studio a lot. But
Zeus shutting them down on Ivy and Edward chiming in. But I mean, I don't think this is the round that's been talked too much about from LG's side. This is more like, let's see if we can't get to maintenance trees and see if it works. It didn't. Now they've got the rifles. Now they've got to make up their minds. And it's 14-13. And again, I'm praying Sumler.
Double up again as well for NaVi.
No auto sniper though.
No auto sniper. You're right. But then Flamey with the auto sniper, he never really gets too much out of it, it seems. Never had those really big rounds just like Flamey mows down 3. No. He actually kind of just like sits around and doesn't really accomplish much with it. I'd much rather see him with the rifle. You know, picks up an M4, gets an ace. That works out just fine. Fallen as well, taking out Guardian to start, and he's in deep. Fur is here as well. So Fallen going to be holding that line, and now they just want to try to eliminate Fur. They know somebody's holding close right now, and Zeus is setting up for it. Can he get in here and take that fight? Instead, it's FNX to clear out Flamey, and now Zeus has got to worry about his flank.
Well, Edwards pushing in very aggressively as well, but Zeus is going down. This is not looking good for NaVi, and they can't afford to lose this round. Edward going to pick up Fallen now. It's a 2-on-3. The only thing is Edward is controlling the bomb right here, but he goes down to cold and seized. Well, he's had some good shots with this AWP, but this has got to be some next-level stuff. He comes out of Pop Dog, and they're already watching for him. First sees the gun barrel and seized. Now he's trapped in a terrible corner here. Grenade rains in as well. He's down to half HP, and Fur will finish him, and that's going to be the round. 15-13. It's map point favoring the Brazilian side right now, and they just need one more round here. And the money for NaVi, I think they've got some, but keep, buying those double orbs and everything. Got to be careful.
It's so good of them as well. I mean, that focus on A main, Luminosity, they really played it well. Pushing out from alley, getting that backstab, FNX really chose his moment to pounce, especially after Fallen. He opens it up initially. And now what's the setup here for Luminosity? Again, it does look like they want to set up some initial smokes going onto that A site. NaVi have all the money. They do have quite a bit, so they are actually able to get quite a few nades to work with here, more than I was expecting.
And the double AWP auto sniper play, so they go back to that. Edward close to electric. Guardian picking up the kill. What a great angle from Edward. It's very hard to predict. Flamey getting one, Guardian with another one, and now Cold alone in a 1-on-3 here. They've got to be careful right now. This could easily end in overtime if NaVi just get a little bit more here. Cold looking for the shot. Not going to happen. Guardian with a triple kill, and he comes back to life, making it 14-15. And we go the full distance here on Train, which is only the first and the best of 3. 30th round coming up.
This is awkward. Because look at the buy that Luminosity have to go for now to get this first map underway. Or to claim this first map, rather. Triple Tech 9, couple of rifles, no AWP for Fallen. So he's going to have to do it the hard way here.
Again, I say double fake it. To hell with it.
Just go for the straight up. I mean, right now they're setting up for the one round that was successful not too long ago. You're right. Let's say Taco gets his head taken off by Edward, and that is going to get nasty here as FNX crosses out into the open. Guardian is there to greet him. And a 2-man advantage just like that for NaVi, nearly a third. Although Guardian, he's going to go ahead and drop the bomb carrier, so make it 3.
Well, all on Cold, 1-on-2, he gets a kill. He's actually got the triple, looking for one last headshot. Up on the Train, he's got the advantage. Zeus missing all of these shots, pistols out again. There's plenty of time, but Zeus is hunting him. He makes it around the corner. Cold looking for the shot. He's going to get that quad kill. And Luminosity, they're going to take it. And look at that reaction. They're so ready for it. What a match.
Man, I don't even know. What did we just see? If ever there was a time for a replay, could we get it now? Like,
wow.